Newlyweds don't usually stay in the penny suite. The blue room has a much nicer view, and I just redid the bathroom. It has a jacuzzi tub. No one's in there tonight. I could give it to you for the same rate.
That's very kind of you, Mrs. Baird, but we had to make this a working honeymoon. I have a deadline in a week, and my publisher wants haunted, so we have to have this room. Besides, I love a good ghost story.
Good isn't a word I'd use. This is my home, but I don't come in here unless I have to. And never alone.
Way to sell the scary.
I'm not selling anything. I didn't ask you to come and write about Michael.
I was curious about that. Every other haunted hotel and restaurant advertises their ghosts like crazy. But when I tried to research this place, I couldn't find anything. How is it I'm the first person to write about your ghost?
You're not the first to try.
What does that mean?
There have been quite a few over the years, people who have heard the stories here and there. Ghost hunters, writers, but none of them ever published.
Why not?
The ones I heard from again said Michael followed them home and changed their mind.
Tell me about him.
You've obviously heard, or you wouldn't be here.
Maybe third or even seventh hand. I'd like to hear it from the source.
Michael lived here with his mom and dad during the Great Depression. His father had some family money, I think, but he burned through it all. Michael stashed away his pennies by doing little jobs for people in town, something he didn't tell his parents about. He loved baseball, and he wanted a real mitt more than anything. So after he made enough money, he placed an order through the general store. Back then, they didn't keep things like that in stock. And he waited. Unfortunately, his mother went into the store to buy some supplies, and the owner, who didn't know the glove was a secret, happily told her that it had come in. Well, she told her husband. And her husband just laid into little Michael for holding out on him, even if it was just a few pennies. Apparently, he was a cruel drunk. He took Michael's glove hand and he placed it on the burning stove until his fingers charred into one misshapen wreck. So he could never wear the mitt.
How can anyone do that to their own son?
A few nights later, he climbed on top of his parents' bed as they slept in this room. And he used his good hand and his father's hunting knife to stab them both to death. And then he lay down between them and stabbed himself in the heart. But before he killed himself, he placed a penny, a single penny, on each of his parents' eyes. And ever since, his spirit seems to delight in tormenting others.
That's awesome. What a great story. And the symbolism of the pennies.
I know, isn't it amazing? It's going to be the centerpiece of my book.
His ghost usually shows up over the bed or by his piggy bank.
That would make sense, considering. Cute.
Everyone who got a photo of Michael's ghost sent it back to me.
Can I see them?
I burned them all.
Of course you did. Is there any tips for surviving the night?
He likes it when you put more pennies in his bank.
Who keeps pennies anymore? I toss mine in the trays next to the registers.
We'll have to owe him. Anything else?
You sure you wouldn't rather stay in the blue room?
Why do you let people stay here if you really think it's dangerous?
Michael doesn't like it when he has no one else to play with.
She really knows how to create atmosphere. You think she made the story up to drum up more business?
She didn't make it all up.
Yeah, but how can this place not been covered? I mean, with the internet, there are no undiscovered ghost stories.
Yeah, that bugs me too, but those killings really did happen here. Ghost or no. I dug up the newspaper accounts from 1937. Joe. I'm sorry we had to postpone Maui. But if I didn't come up with something fresh that hadn't been covered 100 times before...
As long as I'm with you, Maui will be there until the book is done, huh?
Unless the volcano blows.
Keep that up, and I'll have an eruption.
Not just yet. Pictures first. Then we can play Joe versus the volcano. Good morning.
Hey.
Did you both sleep well?
Like logs. Is there a reason we shouldn't have?
I thought I heard him laughing last night. Michael.
So?
So, Michael laughing is never a good thing.
Right. Well, we'd love to stay, but I've got to get home and write this up and get these photos developed. Speaking of which, I want to get a few shots of this room in daylight. Could have sworn I had a few left on this roll.
Told you to go digital.
It's not the same. Oh well, dark and spooky will look better anyway. You mind if I take a couple of pennies from here?
I wouldn't.
Could have sworn there were coins in here last night. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, too.
Careful coming in.
You've got to check these out.
No way. Have you been messing with these? What the hell? Megan, what's this? No one else was in the house. Who's there? What? Who took this?